Welcome back to the Pickle Field House for Game 2 of Men's Day here in the TCCAA Region 7 Conference Tournament. I'm Tim Reese. Jay Harper is with me, and we will take a look at Chattanooga State versus Motlow State. Jay?
Yeah, Motlow, thus far, kind of the surprise of the conference. Again, they have not been predicted to do all that well, but here they are, the number 4 seed in this particular game, led by Ross Fanning and Jamichael Hevington. So we'll see how all this plays out today against a very tough Chattanooga State team.
Chattanooga State led by Jay Price, the head coach, and he's assisted by Rory Spencer and Lawanza Crutcher. Athletic director at Chattanooga State is Joe Wingate. For Motlow State, as you said, Ross Fanning, the athletic director, stepping in as the head coach of this game.
Yes, I also see the women's head coach, Daniel Price Sr., also on the bench to assist Ross Fanning and Jamichael Hevington, the assistant.
Let's see if we can figure out who these starters are for Motlow State. Jay moved Motlow up 1 seeding.
Oh, really?
They're actually the number 5 seed.
Okay, they're the number 4 women's seed.
There
Again,
you go.
I'm getting the seeding messed
I'm
up.
telling you, 22 teams, Jay.
Yeah, but they are still pretty unexpectedly higher in the seeding than was predicted at the start of the year.
Absolutely. As Kenai Johnson, number 11, number 21, Bryson Johnson, 22, Tayden Ware, 23, Xavier Farrell, and number 35 is he Sonia Osenu or Osenu Sonia? Well, inquiring minds want to know.
I have been told that Sonia is the last name. However, it gets swapped around on numerous rosters. I just refer to him as Sonia. Everybody pretty well knows who you're talking about.
I asked, and they said Sonia O is what we call him, but you called him all year long, so you're going to get the call for Chattanooga State. Xavier Zanders, number 1. Number 24, J.D. Palm. Number 30, Landon Bryant. And number 34, Nicholas Long. He sometimes goes by Nick. And number 35, John Manzili. There we go, Manzili. As Chattanooga State wearing, I assume those are home grays. And Motlow State in their road all black as the ball is thrown up.
Yeah, Chat State considered the home team in this particular contest, and there is Sonia as he dishes it out to Bryson Johnson, who keeps changing his hairstyle and kind of faking me out here. Sonia now in the paint, lifts it up, can't get the roll, but he almost comes up with the rebound.
Fighting Xavier Zanders there for that, the 6'2" sophomore from Memphis Cordova High School.
This is Kenai Johnson, number 11, that feeds it over now to Bryson Johnson. There are 3 young men named Johnson on this Motlow State squad. There's Farrell's shot, and it is off the mark as he tries the long shot to get us started here. And bringing it down now for Coach Price's Chat State team is number 1, Xavier Zanders, as he feeds it off now and can't make the shot. That is Palm, number 24, and possession now going back over to the Bucks.
Nick Long told Xavier Farrell, you're going to have to step back a little bit. That's going to come back at you on a regular basis.
Sonia now, who is considered a pure center, but he can certainly make that outside shot if called upon to do so. Nothing happening there. Pulling up from the far corner is Bryant. as his shot no good. Now Bryson Johnson races down the floor and puts the first points on the board in this one to go up 2-0 for the Bucks of Motlow State.
Johnson, a redshirt sophomore, 6'4", from Fayetteville High School in Fayetteville, Tennessee.
Sanders giving it over to Long. And actually that was Palm, I believe, number 24. There's a 34 and a 24 on the floor for Chat State. Bryson Johnson driving to the bucket, sees a lane, gets an elbow in the face of Long, or actually that would be Bryant that got the elbow in the face.
Bryant thought he had established a position there. I think he was eating a snack.
Certainly the height advantage on the floor at the moment for Chattanooga State. And the left-handed free throw good. Chat State coming in with a 16-10 overall record, 12-8 in the conference. Led by the Hall of Famer Jay Price as Bryson sinks both of the free throws. And now Sanders bringing it down, met by Kenai Johnson. Setting the pick is Monsell. Now Sanders with Taden Ware on the floor, number 22 in black. That shot not there. Sanya grabs it and throws a hip check to Bryant. Taden Ware's shot not there. Pretty well catching it in midair is Bryant. Landon now, nice behind the back pass, and loses the grip as Taden Ware slaps at it and gets called for the foul.
Landon Bryant from Antioch, a suburb of Nashville. He went to Laverne High School, which is heading over toward Wilson County and Rutherford County, east of Nashville.
Kenai Johnson checks out, so does Taden Ware. And now we have Colton Wilbanks in the game, along with Josh Griffith.
Whoa!
As Bryant falls into the benches, we get a little chippy.
Xavier Farrell
just getting started, and already getting a little bit on the chippy side. We have a foul call.
Somebody called security as the campus police officer stepped up to see if his services were needed.
The bounce pass now as Sanders decides to take a step, but then dishes it off to Bryant, who misses. Colton Wilbanks delivering it over to Josh Griffith now. Griffith getting it to Farrell. Now back to Wilbanks. Colton backs away, takes the shot, not there. And that is a foul on Sanya.
From Senegal, and it indicates that he's transferred from Georgia Highlands on the roster. 6'11", tallest player in this game. J.D. Palm at 6'10", listed.
Bryant feeding it off now to Monsell, getting it back over to Sanders with Josh Griffith on his hip, and a nice lay-in by Sanders. He out of Memphis, Cordova High graduate. Going baseline is Bryson Johnson, who lays it in with the left hand. And down the floor quickly is Sanders. Xavier's shot not there, as there's a scramble for the rebound. And
Osenyu is going to pick up his second.
Second foul already. We're not just barely 4 minutes into the first half. I'm thinking Ross Fanning will probably sub for Sanya here before long, you would think.
He's got a sub at the scorer's table right now.
And that is Taden Ware, who comes back into the game. And also Odell Bradley, the fourth. He will come in now.
One of the leading scorers in the conference.
Yeah, very athletic.
15.9.
Yeah, Bradley, a very athletic, talented player. Bradley in now for Monzell.
He did not make the trip on Monday when Chattanooga State came here to play VolState. Got the impression that he might have been in the doghouse. So good to see him back in action, Odell Bradley, the fourth.
Yeah, J.B. Snipe for Motlow State, I'm told, would normally be a player in the first half, but he missed a practice last week. So they are keeping him on the bench in the first half. We should see him in the second half, however. Number 13 for Motlow State.
He averages 11.6 points a game.
Yeah, he is a dangerous,
their leading scorer.
Dangerous three-point shooter, too. Wilbanks now gets it to Bryson Johnson. Johnson takes a step, fires it over to Griffith. Josh can get hot from the three-point line at times. No good there. And a shove in the back by Bryant to Bryson Johnson after the play. I'm surprised that I guess the official did not see that.
Foul called on Taden Ware, his second. That's the fifth team foul for Motlow already, and this game isn't 5 minutes old.
Sanders being met by Griffith. Now over to number 34, and that is Nicholas Long. And Ware comes up with the rebound. Sanders swipes at it. Josh Griffith now over to Ware, who feeds it to Farrell. Xavier's shot. Xavier out of Tullahoma, right there where Motlow State is located. Went to Tullahoma High. The pass now over to one of the subs in the game.
It's Caden Young.
Young now.
6'3", freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. Odell Bradley thought Young was watching, and as he made the pass back, pass goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Bucks.
Tied up all at 6. Some cold shooting already from both teams.
Has Kenai Johnson touched the basketball yet? Hey, there he is.
Well, he's brought it in when he started the game, and there he goes and sinks a shot to put the Bucks up. Yeah, he did bring it down in a couple of the opening possessions, but then got subbed for rather quickly. Going baseline is Long. And
I think Farrell knocked that one out.
Farrell got him.
You call him Farrell, I call him, I'll call him Farrell too.
I've always called him Farrell, but then learned that he pronounces it Farrell.
You're the home broadcaster.
Hey, I called him Farrell for about the first half of the season. So
Bradley's left-handed shot, and Trace Suero going to call a foul on Xavier Sanders.
Colton Wilbanks will bring it in. Colton out of Georgia, a number of Georgia players.
Transfer from Shorter University.
I guess he was too tall to go there.
Yeah. You know, a couple of the baseball players there at
Kenai's
Shorter.
Shot as he gets it deflected. That was Noah Holloway on the floor, number 12. They got a hand on that shot. That forced it out of bounds. Josh Griffith will inbound it with the Bucks, and over the top of Farrell, Nicholas Long comes down.
Oh, that was a pass right there. He had Holloway open, wanted to take it himself as a.
The battle between Long and Ware. Jump ball call. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he had an open pass to an open player.
Again, that's the second time that I've seen that in the tournament so far, is a 2-on-1 and no passes made. Not even a fake pass, which could get the defender off your line, but this player just wanted to go one-on-one.
Holloway, long inbound pass to Sanders. Now back over to Holloway, and he buries that three-point shot to go up over Motlow State. Kanai Johnson quickly delivering it now to Wilbanks, who pulls up for the shot off the back of the rim, collected by Odell Bradley, the fourth. Now here's Holloway getting it back to Bradley, and a scramble for the ball. Odell comes up with it, and a nice left-handed kiss off the glass to put the Tigers up by 3.
How many left-handed shooters does Chattanooga State have?
I know it.
Bradley and Holloway. I think J.D.
amazing.
Paul might be left-handed.
It's amazing how many left-handed shooters you see in the conference as Farrell sinks a short jumper.
The former Tullahoma Wildcat from Tullahoma High School, 6'2" freshman. Bradley took his eye off that one and was able to save it.
You've only got like a 10-11% of the population left-handed, but man, in this conference, so many lefty shooters.
There's another one right there.
Sanders loses the
actually,
handle on it.
He shoots a lot left-handed inside. Again, not sure who we had. We had a women's basketball player yesterday did the same thing. She's actually right-handed, but she shot a lot inside left.
I believe that was Shania Clark.
There you go.
With Southwest Tennessee.
But Xander, I thought he was left-handed. Then he just shot a 3 with the right hand.
And Sanders on Josh Griffith's hit. Colton Wilbanks looking for help. Finds it with Griffith now.
Sonia O back in the game.
Griffith, fancy footwork, gets it to Sunya, and he knocks down a 3. The man from Senegal. That will put the Bucks up by a couple. A close one here early, even though the shooting percentage for both teams a bit subpar at the moment. 23% from the field for the Bucks, 33 for Chat State, but it just improved a bit there, I'm guessing, as Holloway pops in a tray.
That was only Sonya's 5th three-pointer of the year.
He can hit that outside shot. He doesn't attempt many three-point shots, but he can hit it. He's more of an inside game player, of course, but that does not.
Wow. Holloway knew exactly where Xanders was going to be.
Yes,
that was almost a no-look pass for 22 feet away.
And Sanders buries it to put Chat State back up. We've got a dandy working here, back and forth.
It's almost like they practiced that.
It's between, of course, the number 4 and 5 seeds here.
Sonya might have picked up number 3.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
He went right into the chest of a Chattanooga defender. Nope, they didn't call the foul.
They
They just said out of bounds. That's big relief.
That's a break for
the Bucks.
Coach Fanning and company on the Bucks sideline. Sanders and Josh Griffith. Now Holloway gets it to Bradley. Back over to Noah Holloway. He's from Indianapolis. And the scramble for the ball with Advana Agbo, number 23. He from somewhere I'm not familiar with. Enugu? Is that what that says?
He's actually from, it's a city in Nigeria.
Okay.
I found that out on Monday.
Yeah, my dad worked in Nigeria, managed a petrochemical refinery there, and said it was the scariest place he'd ever been in his life.
It's a pretty, it's a place you don't want to go vacation, I'll tell you that. I worked a lot of fraud cases that emanated from Nigeria. My 26 years of federal law enforcement.
Here we have Bryson Johnson. Nice spin move, but elects to get it back out to Farrell, and that shot just off the front of the rim. Racing down is Odell Bradley, the 4th. Odell,
with
athletic
the right hand.
move, right-handed off the glass to push up the Tigers by 6.
A local player, he's from Beach High School.
Coming up halfway point in the first half. Taden Ware gets the pass from Sunya, trying to muscle his way to the rim. And I believe he draws a foul as Bradley gets called for it.
A little bit too much body work there by Bradley, apparently.
Taden Ware to the line. Tatum shooting 73% from that free throw line in the year.
A couple of different schools in Presto Sports have their rosters in all caps. So as I look at the live stats here, Chat State, they're screaming their roster out.
Yeah, I see that.
You can watch the live stats as well. Go to the TCCAA.com website. Click on schedule results and then go to the game that's being played right now, Chat State and Motlow. It says live stats.
And Tatum Ware's shot no good on the second attempt as Bryant drifts down the floor now and feeding it away to Caden Young. Now here's Bradley. Nice little bounce pass along the baseline, but it cannot be handled before Bryson Johnson gets hold of it. Bryson to Kanai. Kanai's shot too short. And giving it is Young. He gets it over to Bradley. Now to Holloway. The left-handed shot is good. He buries a three-pointer with the left hand. Up by 8 now as Chat State starts to improve their shooting percentage. Up to almost 45% now, while Motlow State still at 25% from the field. Sonia spinning, and he gets called for the travel. Took an extra step. His motion disrupted by that Chat State defense. And we have a 30-second timeout call.
Holloway only averages 5.3 points a game, and he has 9 here early on 3-for-3 shooting from beyond the arc as he leads Chat State in scoring. Xavier Zanders 1 for 2 from beyond the arc. There's 4 3-pointers as we are here at the 9-11 mark of the first half. Chat State with an 8-point lead. They are the number 4 seed.
Chattanooga State already has 10 points out of their reserves, out of their bench players. Motlow State with 0 off the bench in terms of points.
Chattanooga State a 16-10 record, 12-8 in conference play. Last year they were 16-9 and 11-7, and in this same spot they were the number 4 seed, but lost to Roane State by 20 in game 1 of the conference tournament.
And that shot no good, but Bryant and Bryson Young each scrambling for possession.
Odell Bradley Jr. didn't want Bryson Johnson to even retrieve the basketball out of bounds.
Bryant now giving it to Odell Bradley the fourth as he gets it now to Holloway, and he can't connect, but there the rebound, and then losing the handle was Agbana Agbo. He, a redshirt sophomore, listed at 6'6", and he's not just all height, he's 225 pounds, just a big man. Giving it now to Bradley. His left-handed shot is good. A 10-point differential now as Chat State getting hotter from the field and starting to pull away as we're well over halfway through the first half. Bryson Johnson met by Bradley the fourth, spinning. The fadeaway jumper is good from about the free throw line.
Another left-handed shooter. Bryson Johnson as J.D. Palm's back in the game.
Palm met by Wilbanks and swatted away by Ware, but then Palm comes up with it, and another left-handed shooter puts it in the hole, and maintaining that 10-point lead are the Tigers. Reaching in is Bryant on Kanai Johnson. Kanai maintaining possession, getting it back over to Bryson Johnson. Pulling up with the left hand. I know we keep talking about the lefties, but we have just a plethora of them in this game as Farrell has it stripped away on his way to the basket. Inbounding it now will be Kenai Johnson. Kenai also a Tullahoma High product along with Farrell. And Farrell's shot is tipped and now in the hands of Holloway, who flies down the floor, then pulls up, then turns and tries to get the left-handed roll, but not there. Kenai Johnson slowing it down a bit, giving it to Bryson. He decides to take a shot way long. Holloway coming up with it. Over to Odell Bradley, the fourth. Odell doing a pirouette, then giving it back over to Bryant. Bryson Johnson trailing along behind Bryant. Now Bradley and Kenai, and Bradley winning the battle.
Bradley posting up Kenai Johnson.
Oh, and as
Will Banks
got
drilled.
Will Banks.
He met the left portion of J.D. Palm's body, I believe, maybe the right.
You know, they both collided as they're both going for the ball.
That'll cause a chiropractic adjustment next week. Maybe a stint in the hospital if it was me.
Yeah, they'd be calling the paramedics if I were involved.
Trey Terry in the game for Motlow
yes,
State.
Yes, the smallest guy on the floor, but no intimidation factor when it comes to him. He will get in there and scrap it away. He is a young man that has earned his way to the playing time just with his hustle and his
tenacity,
constant awareness. The coaches, when they have their classroom instruction, he sits up front and just knows the knows the play. He's just a basketball aficionado as Bradley the fourth in all the traffic lays it in to go up by 14.
Well, the problem there is they subbed out Kenai Johnson for Trey Terry and lost 4 inches. And Odell Bradley the fourth just says, I'll stay down on this block on the left and I'll post up. He's only, says he's 6'3". It might be stretching a hair, I'm not sure, but he's a scorer for sure.
Taden Ware. He's out, subbed out as Sanya returns to the floor. Terry bringing it down now. And Trey with his quickness and tries to lay it in. Saw a lane there. Sanya retrieves and puts it back for the Bucks.
I don't know if Barry Inslee had the camera going fast enough to catch Trey Terry going down the court.
Terry, he's quick. I mean, he does make up his size and some quickness.
Paul just shot that one with his right hand.
And Long can't connect there. Will Banks hauls it in. And now Terry skirts down the floor.
He's not shy about shooting the basketball.
Nope.
Hits that one from the right corner from 16 feet away.
And closing the gap a bit here. Down by 9 are the Bucks. As Jay Price wants to chat a bit. Calling the timeout.
That's their first timeout.
Yeah, this is a 30-second timeout, so we'll still hang here for a bit. The next game coming up, it happens, scheduled for 4 p.m. anyway. We'll see how that plays out. But the number 2 seed, it's Columbia State, Coach Winston Neal and company. Dyersburg State, their opponent. Again, that is scheduled for 4 p.m. Yeah, Dyersburg, they got past Pellissippi State in that just monster double overtime game yesterday. 95-87 is what it ended up being, with Dyersburg State outlasting the Panthers.
Well, to change that graphic right there, Walters State has already moved on as they defeated Volunteer State 94-62.
Yep, Walters,
game 1 of the day,
will play whoever wins this game. And that happening on Monday at noon.
These two teams matched up twice during the year, each winning on the other team's home court.
Yeah, Motlow and Chat State, they have, as you say, split the season.
12-point differential in a high-scoring affair. in game one, 103-91, won by Chat State.
And Terry stripping it away from Sanders, but Long retrieves it, and his long three-point shot. Now the shot clock violation did not get it off in time. 4:43 left in this first half. Chat State continuing to lead as they pretty much have the whole game. I do think Motlow scored first, but Chat State pulling away, even though Motlow has closed the gap here just a bit. Josh Griffith now to Sanya. Now Josh working around the perimeter. He's chased down by Bryant, excuse me. Now Josh, and has it batted away.
2 seconds on the shot clock. They'll have to get something off quickly. Terry's going to be inbounding the basketball with Xavier Sanders right on him.
Yeah, and he's going to have to try to loft it over all of these tall players to get it into somebody. And there is Farrell. Yeah, they could not maneuver that in time, so the violation.
It's almost like Farrell didn't realize what the situation was.
I know, he passes it over to Wilbanks. Should have just shot it.
No time for that. Colton Wilbanks has not gotten untracked. He averages 10.8 points a game. At one point was the leading scorer for Motlow. Now J.B. Snipe, who's not in the game.
And a nice turnaround. Odell Bradley IV, showing why he is one of the top scorers. And Griffith now. And there's little Trey Terry just kind of waddling around and getting his way baseline.
Like a water bug. Apparently Griffith didn't get off his feet there.
Feeding it back over to Wilbanks. Now Josh steps to the side. Had a good look, but not there.
Sanya.
Yeah.
Osenu and Nick Long.
Sanya
tangled up, but that
Sanya
goes on Nick Long.
Yeah, Sanya was kind of hanging his head thinking, are they gonna call that on me?
Timeout as we have a sub. Jersey Mike sub. Is that Kenai Johnson back in the game for Terry, and a couple more Bucks check in.
Yeah, Wilbanks and Farrell go out as Bryson Johnson, Tayden Ware, Josh Griffith, Kenai Johnson, and Sanya on the floor for the guys in black. Big arcing inbound, but taken by Bryant, who gets it to Odell Bradley IV, who slips on this floor. We've seen that on throughout the tournament. There have been some issues with.
I don't know if he slipped as much there as much as his mind was working a whole lot faster than those puppies. He just got tangled up at his own feet.
3:22 left in this first half as Kenai Johnson pulls back with Sanders there. Then he elects to try the shot. Sanders in the way, comes up with the rebound. Long pass and picked off by Sanya. Back
4
over
on 2
to Kenai Johnson. And Kenai off the rim. Nice pretty play. Off the glass and rolled on the rim and Palm now as there is Sanya. That is going to be a foul on him.
It's not a smart play right there.
No, I mean, there's really, why even put yourself in that position?
You gotta play Olay defense right there. You're going to give up 2 points.
Jamarian Palm, the 6'10" player. He's from Atlanta. And he a left-handed shooter too. Under 3 minutes to go here. And in and out, Wilbanks retrieving it as Kenai Johnson. Quick line drive pass over to Bryson Johnson. And he evades the defense to lay it in and move a little bit closer.
He went right into the chest of Nick Long, 6'7", from Chattanooga Christian, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Sanders, and now here's Bryant. And Sanders had it slapped away by Wilbanks. Oh, they're going to say
that might have been a missed call right there.
Yeah, Sanders with palms up to the official like, are you kidding?
There's no chance he was trying to pass it out of bounds. That had to have been deflected. So
it looked like Wilbanks deflected it, but it's Buck's ball. Kanai. Back over to Josh Griffith. Josh taking a couple of steps and backing away. Back over to Bryson Johnson. Josh Griffith behind the back dribble. That's going to be short. Sanders comes up with it. We're under 2 minutes to play.
Ryan gets his own rebound. 2 offensive rebounds there for Landon Bryant. He puts the ball back up. Jay Harper will head down to visit with the coach of the team leading at halftime. Ware's shot no good. Rebound to Caden Young. He kicks it cross court to J.D. Palm between the legs. He's going to draw the foul on Tayden Ware, 6'7" forward freshman from Gainesville, Georgia. J.D. Palm goes to the free throw line for 1 and the bonus, I believe. Did not get a shot off there. Waiting for Kanai Johnson to get into the lane. Slotted left of the left-handed shooting Jamarian, also known as J.D. Palm. 1:22 to go. 12-point lead for Chat. They won that first game by 12 points, lost by 3 at home to Motlow State, who's the only team to have defeated the #1 seed Walter State Senators this year. Palm will check out as Dwight Carter Jr. checks in for the first time. John Monzili started the game, but have not seen him since early on. 3-point shot, clangs around, no good. Rebound comes to Ware. He's going to drive, and his shot no good. Gets his own rebound, fighting against 4 Tigers. He ends up on the deck. Young gets control. Cross court to Carter, and Xander's shot is deposited out into the gathering area outside the gymnasium. Carter to inbound. Nick Long, Landon Bryan, Xavier Xanders, and Caden Young, the 5 Tigers in. No movement here, and finally Caden Young's going to come, but official's going to call a personal foul. Looks like maybe a hold, as Ware appears incredulous. That's his 4th foul in the first half. He and Sanyo Senyu in foul trouble. Senyu on the bench with 3. Nick Long strokes the first one to increase the lead to 13. Ware will go take a seat. Ross Fanning, the interim head coach, is head coach Justin Newton and assistant coach Nick Porter been relieved of their duties. Long sinks 2. .45 seconds on the game clock. Johnson tried to get it into Johnson. Kanai to Bryson. They are not related as far as I know. Over to Wilbanks. He fakes left, drives the lane, and apparently was harmed on his way to make the shot. Looks like Dwight Carter Jr. is going to pick up the personal foul. That's the 6th team foul for Chat State. Wilbanks to the free throw line. Yet to score. Still yet to score. Wilbanks a 67% free throw shooter. That first one didn't look good, neither did the second one, but an offensive rebound and a putback by Bryson Johnson. 31 seconds, there is a couple second difference. Caden Young's gonna drive right down the lane, missed the layup. Rebound fought for by Nick Young, shot clock is off. He tries to go up, he's gonna go back to the free throw stripe. As the fouls are mounting for Motlow State. Xavier Farrell will pick up his second personal foul. Nick Long at the free throw line. First shot is good. All of his points from the free throw stripe here in the first half. Rolls out. 15 seconds to go in the first half. 40-26. Chat State with the lead. Motlow trying to get the last points. Wilbanks kicks back out. Farrell spins. Shot is no good. Rebound to Caden Young. He won't even get a shot off as Motlow State will go into the locker room trailing by 14 points. 40-26. Jay Price is with Jay Harper.
Yes, sir, Tim. We are with Hall of Fame coach Jay Price. Now, Coach, I mean, you've got a substantial lead at the moment. I mean, what are you thinking you're going to have to do to maintain this kind of lead against a pretty scrappy Motlow State team?
Well, we got to be more patient on offense. We got to do a much better job of boxing out, keeping them off the offensive boards, because that's one of the things they do well. Then we just got to not turn it over and make free throws.
Okay. I mean, are you happy with the performance thus yet, or are you thinking that you can do more?
Oh, we definitely can play much better. I'm happy with the lead. I always want to lead, but we got to do much more to be aggressive on the defensive end and just keep the ball moving offensively and take open shots.
All right. Well, great, Coach. Thank you, and congratulations on the lead thus far. All righty, Tim. We'll take it back to you now.
It's halftime of game 2 of 4 today in the TCCAA Conference Tournament. Chattanooga State leads Motlow, and we will take a break, be back with the second half in about 15 minutes. You're watching and listening to the VolState Sports Network.
You are locked on to 5. Y'all, we got a great show for you today. We're going to talk with Georgia Bryant, a student in the music program right here at VolState. But before that, let's go on over to the Student Says segment and see what's going on there. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hi, I'm Rox, and this is the Student Says segment of 5. And today we're asking, what are you doing over spring break?
I'll be working at Kroger's all spring break, but hopefully I'll be able to go somewhere else instead of work.
This week over spring break, I'm going to be dog sitting, a lot of dogs, and hanging out with friends.
Over spring break, I'm going to be going on a mission trip. I think it's like 3 days. One of my friends invited me, so that's going to be fun.
Over my spring break, I'm probably just going to be working a whole lot.
Be spending time with my mom, and I'm very excited about it. I'm studying for an anatomy lab exam and working.
I'm going to Cancun with my family.
Well, for spring break, I'm actually going to England. And I wasn't really in charge of planning everything. It was my family and my parents and my sibling. Because it's their, graduation trip.
Gonna hang out with friends and also study for my exams that I'm gonna have.
Hey girl, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell me, you're in the music program here. What all do you do? What are you part of? What's going on?
So I'm a music AFA major, so I take a lot of like private lessons and do a lot of ensembles, and I also have a lot of music theory and ear training classes.
Okay.
That kind of makes up the majority of the major.
Okay, cool. So like, are you a singer? Do you play instruments? Like, what do you do as far as in the music?
I'm mostly a singer. I've been writing songs since I was like 5 or so. So I play like a little bit of piano to accompany myself, but my voice is my main instrument.
Yes. There you go. I was talking with Ben Graves, our professor here earlier, and he was telling me that you're part of the jazz ensemble. Like, tell me about that.
I am. This is my first semester doing it, but I've really been enjoying it. It's cool. It's a lot of like improvisation, which is a good challenge for me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we get new pieces all the time, and we have to learn them really quick.
I bet. It's like super fast.
Yeah.
So do you sing in that too?
I do, yeah.
Awesome. So like, how big is the ensemble? Like, how many people are a part of it?
This semester we have a pretty big one. I think it's 13 or 14 students.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes it's only like 8 or so.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Like what instruments are a part of it? Like what makes up the whole group, I guess?
It depends on the semester.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple vocalists. We've got a drummer. We've got a sax player. We've got 2 trumpet players. And then we've got a few guitarists, a clarinet player.
Okay.
And we've got a pianist too.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so like, how do you become a part of the ensemble? Like, how'd you hear about it?
I know about it because of the department I'm in, but I think non-music majors can be in it too.
Okay.
And you don't have to audition for it. You can just sign up.
Oh, perfect. So if any other students wanted to join, they could?
It's called the Commercial Music Ensemble.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, one last question. This is my surprise question for you. This is so random. If you could be a dipping sauce, what dipping sauce would you be?
Ooh, I'm actually not a big sauce person.
Not a big sauce person?
No.
Maybe a seasoning?
Ooh, tahini.
Tahini. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Georgia. That's all we got for you.
Thanks for having me.
Come visit the art gallery and check out the Retro 50 Expo by Alan Messer, where you can check out artists such as Willie Nelson, Alice Cooper, and last but not least, this guy.
Hey nursing students, did you know they sell scrubs in the back corner of the bookstore? They come in 2 colors, black and navy blue, and in sizes from extra small to 3X.
Need a snack? Come by the bookstore and grab a bite to eat.
And one last thing, spring break starts next week, which means there are no classes. Take some time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the break. We'll see everyone back on campus soon. Well, that's all we got for you for 5 segments in 5 minutes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm Jessica Meyer, and y'all have a great spring break.
I'm his son. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's make a record.
Y'all ready?
The Possum Hunters they were the first band to play the Grand Ole Opry 100 years ago this year. Not only is it the museum's 50th anniversary, but it's the 100th anniversary of the Opry, and the Possum Hunters were the very first band to play the Opry. Not only that, they opened the Opry every single Saturday night from 1925 to around 1938, 1940. They were absolute superstars.
I'd go back to my great-granddad, who was also with the Possum Hunters when his Uncle Monk played for him. My granddad was Martin Presley, George Martin Presley, and they called him Shorty. And if you ever saw a picture of him, he wasn't much bigger than the banjo that he played. But I remember as a little kid sitting around with him. You know, of course, he passed away when I was still young, but I still remember hanging out with him in the yard, and that's all he loved to do. He still, till his old age, till his dying days, that's all he wanted to do was play the banjo. As a matter of fact, that's his banjo back there behind me. We got to play that on this album. Luckily, I put a few things back on it because it was missing a head, and I had to make it playable again. But that's still the original, roughly 130-year-old banjo back there that he learned to play on.
My uncle, he tells a story that he was asked to join the possum hunters, but he turned them down and suggested that my uncle Monk, as he was known, his name is Noel, that he might want to play with them, and he did.
I'm on the board of directors of the Sumner County Museum, and we're having a night at the museum. And this band, this bluegrass band, local bluegrass band, who I'd seen before, called the Lugnuts, were playing there that night as entertainment. When you go in the museum, if you look up on the wall, one of the first things you'll see is this massive picture of the possum hunters from the late 20s. The Lugnuts that night were playing underneath the photo of the possum hunters, playing a possum hunter set list. And I'm standing across the room at this point listening, tapping my toe, and it's February. I need a project for the spring semester, and the light bulb went off. It's like, I'm going to record that. I knew it was daunting because I wanted to do a whole album. I jumped right in. I went to the museum and gave them my idea. I said, I can record it in the studio. If everybody's on board, we'll make this record. Museum loved the idea. Then I went to Steve Beischer, head of the department here.
So Cole comes with the project, and he says, this would be a great thing to do. And I agreed. I said, this is something that would be great for the school, great for students, and it's a real world thing. I took it to the school and talked to the school about it, and Dr. Tostenson, the president, said it's a cool thing. Everybody's agreed that it's a really neat thing because it connects the historical part of it and the student working on projects part of it, and all of the stuff that it connects together is, I think, a worthy goal to make it as good as it can be. The students did a good job on the recording. There's probably a lot of students who've never experienced one of those instruments live and in the flesh before. So those instruments were great to have them say, well, here it is. This is what it does. This is what it does. Here's where the sound comes. Here's how it's played. And they can take those techniques sometimes away or put them into a project that they're working on, or say, hey, what if I put a mandolin on my rap track? What's that going to be like? Hey, why not do it? See what happens. I've spent a lot of my career with two phrases, what if and why not. It's like, what if we put a mic up here? Why not? Well, do it. See what it sounds like. If it's good, cool. If it's not, then you don't have to use it. So all of those things apply because as they're learning things, like all these pieces of gear here, until they actually come in and turn the knob, I can talk about what this knob might do all day, but until they actually turn it and go, oh, now I understand. The whole point of the program is to come out with portfolio material, because in the real world, especially on a hands-on or a creative thing like this, like engineering or producing or something, the first thing you'll be asked is, what do you do? And you can say, this is what I do. And since it is a real-world project, it's not a theoretical, I did this for a class. It's on the market. It's for sale. My name is on it. Maybe it goes and wins Bluegrass Album of the Year. Who knows? Then you have that accolade to your credit. So it's only good things can happen for students.
The volunteer state has always been home to pioneers. Dreamers and hard workers blaze their paths here. From the TVA to Mountain Dew to touchscreen monitors to the Grand Ole Opry, Tennessee has been home to innovators, creators, and entertainers. From humble beginnings to changing the world, Tennesseans have pushed the boundaries of what is possible. We pioneer healthcare, infrastructure, engineering, and product development. At Volunteer State College, we've developed our degree certifications to carry the torch of Tennessee's success with flexible options to help you blaze your pathway. We are searching for pioneer-minded students who are on their own journey of growth. Learn how these pathways are shaping the future of Tennessee. Like those that have come before. Blaze your pathway. Your career awaits. VolState.
VolState is amazing. Here you'll get a top-notch education with great professors who inspire. And with Tennessee Promise or Reconnect, it could be nearly free. VolState offers small class sizes, 4 convenient campuses, and we are big on experiences. Whether you thrive in the lab, the studio, the field, the classroom, or just enjoy hanging around campus, join the family. Go to volstate.edu to get started.
Welcome back. We've been at halftime of the Chattanooga State Motlow State game where the Tigers lead by 14. Tim Reese and Jay Harper on the broadcast. Jay, the Motlow State Bucks struggling to get shots off, and Chattanooga State looks like they can get a shot when they want to.
Yeah, not only that, but just the depth of this Chattanooga State roster. I mean, it's allowed them 22 points off the bench in this game. So more than half of the points showing in their side of the ledger scored by the bench players. So, yeah, Coach Price certainly has the advantage of a very, very, very in-depth roster.
Noah Holloway with 3 of the 4 made 3-pointers for Chattanooga State. He was 3 out of 4, had 9 points in about the middle section of the first half. Did not score again after that. Odell Bradley, the 4th, did not start the game, but he is the leading scorer for Chat State, 13 points on 6 of 7 shooting. For Motlow State, 12 points for Bryson Johnson. Jay Harper on the call for the second half.
Thank you there, Tim. As we get started, they start that 20-minute clock, and away we go with Kenai Johnson getting it to Bryson Johnson. As Bryson tries to post up against Holloway, and the putback, there is Sanya, who's already in some foul trouble as we get the second half started, but he's in there.
He didn't look like he was worried about picking up another foul there. Or there.
Yeah, or there. Yeah, he's playing his game. Now to Bryant. Logan. Now Sanders with the pull-up, and he can't get it as Sanya comes up with it. And the bounce pass, a beaut from Kenai to Colton Wilbanks, but Wilbanks can't finish the play. Bouncing around and getting the foul call, I believe, on him is Kenai Johnson. And that will send Landon Bryant to the free throw line.
2 for 2 in the first half from the charity stripe. This is the front end of 2. I want to say hello to Dr. Wendy Tossenson and her husband Kyle. They're at a wedding down in Georgia. They were listening into the VolState Walter State game. Probably watching a ceremony right now.
Farrell in the game, over to Kenai Johnson. His three-point shot not there. Wilbanks collects it off the glass. Underhand pass back to Farrell. He sees a little lane, takes it, and has the left-handed lay-in for the shot. 9 down are the Bucks. Palm has it stripped away.
3-on-0.
Here's Wilbanks all by himself, and he has the, I'm going to really dunk it, and then, well, no, not so much, as he lays it in.
He almost lost his footwork there. So excited about looking back behind him and seeing two teammates.
Yeah, two black shirts instead of the gray. Zigging and zagging is Xavier Sanders.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, as now Nicholas Long draws a foul. And he will move to the line, I believe. Yeah.
John Monzili, who started the game but did not get very many minutes in that first half, is back in for Chat State.
And he sinks that shot. That's Munzel. Or pardon me, that is Long at the line. 74% on the year from that position on the court, and he sinks that. As Kenai Johnson down the floor now.
Osenyu taken out of the game as Motlow State was going to go on offense.
And sinking a three-point shot is Xavier Farrell. Closing the gap a little bit here. And got an 8-point lead. Sanders with Kenai there.
They've trimmed into it by 6. Landon Bryant.
And now Bryant puts them back up by a couple more. Kenai drifting down the floor with Sanders there. Now to Wilbanks, working it around the perimeter. Kenai back over to Farrell. And I believe,
J.D. Palm picks up the foul.
Yeah, we have a second foul on him. Snipe. Number 13, J.D. Snipe. Or J.B. Snipe, I should say.
Got a J.D. Palm and a J.B. Snipe.
So J.B.on, who goes by J.B., number 13, their leading three-point shooter in the game here in the second half. Also, Stevens in the game, number 15. They did not play in the first half and swatted away by Wilbanks, but the shot is made up for by number 30, Landon Bryant. Pulling up for a three. Wilbanks gets it now to Farrell, and he with a nice 20-foot jumper. Getting the ball to Palm, and he finds Long. And Reek Stevens, number 15, is there, but he cannot out-muscle a guy that probably weighs twice as much as he does. That would be Nicholas Long.
That might be a stretch, but I don't think it's much of a stretch.
Yeah, Reek Stevens
is one thin player.
Thin, wiry guy, but lightning fast, a great vertical leap.
Odell Bradley back in the game now for Chat State.
And Kenai has it roll in and out on the three-point attempt. Odell Bradley, the fourth, coming up with it. Gets it back over to Sanders, who finds Long. Long there with Stevens on it. And it looks like, again, Reek Stevens looks like he would fall over if Nicholas Long blew too hard. But he does hold his own. Stevens averages about 10 points a game.
Nick Long got to the rim, got the bucket and the foul.
Long back to the line.
Stevens picks up his first foul. It's a third team foul for the Bucks.
And rolls around, but gets the fortuitous roll. Wilbanks will inbound it for the Bucks with 15:50 to go. So coming up on 5 minutes elapsed. J.B. Snipe, the sniper, when he gets that three-point play going, or the three-point shot, I should say. Now Wilbanks working baseline, back over to Snipe. And J.B.'s shot is long. There's Wilbanks. Right place, right time. Gets it back over to Snipe, trying to work inside baseline, and he falls backwards. I believe that John Munzel had something to do with that.
We got an issue with the shot clock. I don't think that shot actually hit the rim earlier, and it went from whatever it was, and it went back to, I think, to 20, and then it went to 30. Now they're going to put it at 5. So 5 on the shot clock for the Bucks, who trail by 16.
Kanai inbounding it to Colton Wilbanks. He spins, he shoots. And it falls.
Have to use a fadeaway when you're going up against the length of Chattanooga State. 6'7" Nick Long couldn't get to that one.
They definitely have some height. I mean, Wilbanks has good height as well, but you are correct, Mr. Reese. Here is Long, turning, firing. He with a fadeaway that hits.
Draws the contact, pushes away with his body, and floats one in there that touches nothing but the twine.
J.B. Snipe. He hits another gear as he took possession of the basketball. Now Kanai Johnson driving in traffic. He misses. Monsell comes up with it, feeds it over to Odell Bradley IV. As he waves his teammate across the floor. That's Bryant. Landon Bryant. When I saw Chat State play Cleveland State, Landon Bryant was just on fire, hitting. He couldn't miss. He pretty well hit everything that night. And he steps on the line. Long.
Columbia State's ready. They're already out here in the gym, got a basketball in hand. That far corner over there where the ball's being inbounded by Colton Wilbanks. They are itching to take on the Eagles of Dyersburg State.
Wilbanks drifting across the floor, gave Snipe a look, but then passes the ball over to Farrell, who knocks down a three-point shot. And we have a timeout. It's a full timeout.
We'll keep it right here to tell you, following this game, the TCCAA awards presentation for the men's side will take place here on the Richard Moore Gymnasium court. And we will try to carry it right here on the VolState Sports Network as the awards will be presented. The Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Freshman Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, all those will be awarded. Second, I think first team and all, second team all conference awards will be dished out, and then tomorrow after game 2, the women's side.
Well, Tim, after we speak with the winning coach after this game, I'm going to hang around down on the floor with that microphone. And if we have time or we have an opportunity, perhaps we can speak real briefly with an award winner or two. So we'll play that by ear. We'll see how that works out. We may not have the time or the window of opportunity for that, but we would hate to miss the opportunity if it does present itself. And I believe stepping out. Well, we've got a young man that has making his first appearance in the game. That would be number 2, Adam Clark, who is in the game now for Coach Price.
Monzili going to pick up the foul here.
Adam Clark is a freshman guard, went to Cane Ridge High. Listed at 6'3", 170. To the line now, is Farrell, and Xavier's shot is good.
Now double figures with 10 points. His season high in the year is against Columbia State, 24 points.
Yeah, a talented freshman who has certainly made his progress as the year has progressed. Big pass to Munzel, who's over there by himself, and he finally dishes it off to Clark. Adam Clark being guarded by Stevens. Now over to Odell Bradley, the fourth. Back to Bryant on the far side of the perimeter with Josh Griffith there. Griffith with some decent defense. Now it's Nicholas Long. Colton Wilbanks trying to guard him. Snipe came in to help, but it did not help in the terms of defending as Long pops in another shot to make it 57-44. Wilbanks sees a lane that quickly closes with Long there.
Those two have been battling.
Yes, they have.
Trey Suero, the official on the other end, this past possession, about ready to put that whistle in his mouth and call Colton Wilbanks with a foul against Long, but did not.
Wilbanks, his first free throw attempt off the back rim.
He has not looked good today from the free throw line. He is 0 for 3.
Munzel checks out, and Noah Holloway back in the game. Number 20, or pardon me, that's Holloway. Number 12.
There's the first make at the strike.
I got dyslexic there for a moment. I thought I was looking at 21. As now Clark just says, everybody out of my way. He finally pulls up, gets it over to Bryant, who in turn gets it to Long, who loses the handle. Now J.B. Snipe being chased and being caught up with by Clark.
That's 2 trips up and back for Clark right there at a pretty high rate of speed.
And Snipe himself is pretty darn fast, but Clark really closed in on him.
Ross Fanning, the athletic director for Motlow State, handling head coaching duties.
And losing the grip, and a couple of fellas losing the grip. Who's going to come up with it? Well, it's Nicholas Long, who gets it over to Clark. Now there's Holloway, and there is Bryant by himself, and an easy bucket. Chattanooga State just so versatile. Inside, outside, quickness. They are very much a complete roster. Wilbanks getting it now to Farrell. Back over to Farrell from Snipe, and his shot just way short. The Bucks only shooting 32% from the field, even though they've taken, well, about 12 more shots in the game than Chat State has, but just not hitting.
Last year, Motlow State had a player on the first team all-conference and on the second team. As that shot misses.
Kenai Johnson's three-point attempt for naught. Adam Clark, who has just appeared a few minutes ago in this game, but already playing a significant role.
Tristan Fleming, the first teamer for Motlow State. Anthony Hanna, that pitch.
Yeah, it was high. Yeah, high and outside.
That was high and outside. Tried to catch the corner and missed just a bit outside. So Anthony Hanna, second team all-conference selection.
Yeah, remember him well. He is quite a player.
Tristan Fleming, I never got to see him play. He was either hurt or suspended each time that VolState played Motlow.
Sanya Osenyu in the game, tried to turn around and jump, but Nicholas Long, about as big as he is, at least in terms of height, made Sanya have a second thought about attempting the shot. And this is Caden Young in the game there, number 21. Long, and takes a step. Looks like he may have had an extra step there, but Holloway's lay-in, not there.
Look
Long
at
puts
leaping
it back.
ability of Nick Long.
Yeah, a big man that can still get up off the floor. Taden Ware back over to Sonia. He tries a three-point shot. It's too long. And there is Clark to collect it off the board. Feeding it now to Bradley, who gets it back to Clark. Little pitch and catch between the two. And Nicholas Long will try a long three-pointer. And yes, I can hit that shot too. And a timeout is called. We have a full timeout, and with that, we'll join them with the timeout. This is the Volunteer State Sports Network.
Studies show a 2-year degree can increase your earnings by 17% per year, or over $400,000 during your lifetime. Volunteer State Community College is here to help you unlock your unlimited potential. From nursing to marketing, computer tech to acting, and everything in between, come see what VolState has to offer. Go to volstate.edu today to get started. Pioneer your future. Start here.
And we're back after the timeout by Ross Fanning and the Motlow State Bucks as they travel by 19. The awards will be handed out following this game prior to the Columbia State Dyersburg game. And last year's awards, a Taylor Groves Fest, the freshman from VolState, Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. Johnny Lynn got Coach of the Year. Jean Lafleur from Southwest Tennessee. The Defensive Player of the Year, then first team and second team, as the awards actually will be done in reverse order. Second team all-conference, then first team all-conference, then the individual awards.
And again, we will be on the floor to see if perhaps we might be able to chat with an award winner or two. We'll just have to see how that plays out. J.B. Snipe now gets it to Bryson Johnson. Tries the left-handed shot. It rolls around the rim, but there's Wilbanks. He cannot finish. Colton has just had an off day today all the way around. Defensively, he has still been a presence, however, but his offensive game has just not been up to his standard thus far. As J.B. Snipe, the sniper, he hasn't hit a three-pointer yet. Misses on that attempt. And Clark, I believe, last to touch.
Checking in now, Ogbonna Agbo in number 23 for Chat State to join Clark, Holloway, Caden Young. And see who's on the other side right there is being blocked by Taden Ware. I think is that Odell Bradley? It is.
It is indeed.
Getting
Mr.
shoved
Bradley
in the chest.
Yeah, Taden Ware.
Pay no attention to me. I'm just going to shove this guy.
Agbo with the big, tall rebound. Now giving it to Holloway as they work it around the perimeter. Adam Clark sees a moment for him to spin, and he spins it off the glass as well. Pretty move for the 2 points, and Clark comes up, tries to swipe it away. Now here is Ware, and he puts it in. 8:45 to play as the Tigers of Chat State have this one well in hand at the moment. We will also be on the floor to chat with the winning coach after this one, which at the moment does appear to be Coach Jay Price. And all alone, it's Agbo just standing there like he's waiting on a bus and puts it in. Wilbanks gives it a good look, and he is just off the mark.
I think that was a pass to Reek Stevens. I think it was an alley-oop.
It was an alley-oop.
I'm going to help Colton Wilbanks out.
Well, they do try to execute that very play with Reek Stevens being the oop, with Wilbanks being the alley.
Well,
they had the alley, just no oop.
Alley is taking a seat on the bench.
Caden Young's pass just.
Chat State just wants to pass the ball to somebody in the stands over here in front of our cameras. 4 and 5, I think I learned. Tamara Dreer, technical director. Sometimes she's the director. Sometimes she handles it all in the broadcast team.
Reek Stevens with the pink shoes drives and then dishes it off to Farrell. Now Stevens comes back up with it. And he has it swatted by Holloway. And I believe they're going to call Noah for the foul. That will send Stevens to the line.
Well, at least his shoes match. We had somebody yesterday with a black shoe and a white shoe.
Yeah, that's a thing, especially among the girls.
No, that's you can't play that off, Jay. I'm sorry. That's you got dressed in the dark. That's what happened there.
Well, you know, they got another pair just like it at home, you know.
That's exactly right.
But
yeah, at least they weren't two left shoes.
That's a girl's thing, though. I noticed that with quite a few.
And what's the deal with socks not matching? I mean, there's no chance my mom is letting me out of the house without my socks that match.
The long inbound pass. Adam Clark sees a lane and he pierces through it, lays it in with the right hand as Chat State continues to pull away. And that shot just does not roll for Bryson Johnson. And the steal, Bryson comes up with it after Farrell swatted it away. Now Bryson sees Stevens, who quickly draws the defender. The Stevens gets it to Sonia, now back out to Bryson Johnson. The pull-up jumper, no good. And nothing but gray shirts around the bucket to collect the rebound. That is Caden Young, who gets it to Holloway. And spinning through things was Odell Bradley, the fourth. Sonia comes up with it off the glass. Flips it to Kenai Johnson, who gets it to Bryson Johnson. Bryson's left-handed shot off the front of the rim. And now Adam Clark drifts down the floor with 6:35 to play.
Bradley has not scored in the second half, had 13 at the break.
Caden Young stops on a dime, then pulls up, takes the shot. And Sonia, was he last to touch?
He was wearing Agbo as a backpack there.
Kenai Johnson and Farrell will check out as Trey Terry, number 3, the little water bug, back in the game as Odell Bradley, the fourth, must have heard you as he sinks one. Snipe in the game, giving it to Stevens. And there's Trey Terry. He pulls up for a 3 and pops it in. Trey Terry with a 3-point shot. And Adam Clark, he almost answers with the 2.
Agbo's got to be over the back, right? They don't call it over the back, they just call it a push. But no foul called, I'm assuming.
Terry over to Stevens. Reek Stevens. He is met by Odell Bradley, the fourth, who takes a poke at it. It ends up in Josh Griffith's hands. His shot is deflected. Now Bradley, he is met by Snipe, but he feeds it off to Clark, and he loses it, and there's little Trey Terry. He probably wouldn't appreciate me calling him little Trey Terry, but nonetheless, he shows up in a big way there. And the shot is made, the lay-in, and Stevens draws the foul in addition to scoring. Down by 20 are the Bucks with 5:23 to play.
Went back and looked at the replay. That was a player coming in from out of bounds that grabbed the basketball before he had established his 2 feet inside the boundary. Timeout for Motlow State as they're chipping away, but it's a 19-point lead for Chat State, looking like the Tigers will take on Walters State. And in a lot of sports in JUCO, Tennessee JUCO history, there's been a lot of Walters State, Chat State battles over the years.
Right, as well
baseball,
as
basketball,
yeah,
softball.
And you can throw Columbia State in there too when it comes to basketball, at least.
Absolutely. Again, the award show or awards ceremony will follow this. And then Columbia State Dyersburg in the second half of today's men's action. Columbia State, the number 2 seed, Dyersburg State, a upset double overtime winner over Pellissippi State yesterday. Noah Holloway, Caden Young, Xavier Zanders, Odell Bradley, who's going to get this pass and lay it in.
That was just too easy. And Kenai Johnson getting ready to check in now. Trey Terry to Griffith. Now J.B. Snipe. Snipe takes a couple of steps, tries to flip it in on the left-hand side, draws the foul.
The 5th member of Chat State is Agbana Agbo. 3 Chat State Tigers last year on the 2nd team all conference. Gerald Maisis, Odell Bradley the 4th, and Janaris Snipe. Not sure if there's a relation to J.B. Snipe as he drills the first one. He's got a little maneuver there before he shoots the free throw, doesn't he? Around the back with the basketball. I wonder if that's an homage to somebody.
Could very well be.
I've seen it a few times, but you don't see it a lot. See if he does it right here. Dribble, dribble, there it is, around the back, and another dribble. Can have a calming effect on you, Jay.
Is that
That's
what
what
it
you
is?
need to do when you try to go to sleep at night. Just dribble, dribble, go around the back, and then dribble again.
Well,
Under 5 minutes.
Maybe I should do that with the soap in the shower, maybe.
I don't want to hear any more
Okay.
about that.
All right.
That is way too much information.
Here is Zanders now.
You just made it weird, Jay.
I know. And I knew I was. I like doing that.
At the buzzer,
At the
Agbo.
buzzer, yes. Agbo, number 23.
You can tell a guy who works by himself on broadcast is going to bring that one up.
Yeah, see, it's my one of my few opportunities to have the shock value as Kenai Johnson buries one.
Down by 18.
And this is Odell Bradley the 4th. Over to Agbo with J.B. Snipe there. Agbo, big, powerful player. Misses on that, and the pass goes directly to Caden Young. That's not where Snipe wanted that to go. They tried the alley-oop there. Again, the alley, but no oop. Here's Wilbanks over to Stevens, and he lays it in gently.
Coach Fanning working hard over there, Jay.
He's over there getting hit.
He is getting after it.
Getting his aerobics in. Waving his players in one direction or the other. Double team now as Zanders threads the needle of the defense.
Going to pull the air out of it, it looks like. 3:20 to go in the game.
10 seconds on the shot clock. And now Odell Bradley the 4th pulls up, decides to just, no problem. I'll, with 2 seconds on the shot clock, just stand there. I'll knock that 3 down for you.
That's a scorer. You can tell a scorer's mentality. Odell Bradley the 4th has it.
And Snipe answers. The sniper finally appearing here for the Bucks. Odell Bradley the 4th. Again, not the biggest guy. And there is Holloway with an exclamation point.
Emphatic slam dunk. Holloway got up, Jay. That's a 30-second call timeout by Chattanooga State. We'll keep it right here. Check the stats here. 83-65. Now an 18-point lead. Leading scorer in the game is 20 points. That's Odell Bradley. Just picked up that 20th point. Nick Long has 19 in the game. Landon Bryant a dozen. Noah Holloway now in double figures. That was his first basket of the second half. For Motlow State, Xavier Farrell with 14, Bryson Johnson with a dozen.
Play resuming with Wilbanks trying to inbound it. Well, we've got the officials saying, all right, we weren't ready yet. Now we are.
An issue with the Motlow State bench for some reason.
Trey Terry, again, he just scoots down the floor. He's certainly quick. Wilbanks trying for the three. Finally pops one. And now double teaming and stripping the ball away from Sanders. But we get the jump ball call.
Alternate possession to Chattanooga State. Xavier Sanders down on the floor. He's taking a second to get up. Wes Buckner on the mop. I bet he doesn't do that at his house up in Greenbrier.
Yeah, you better not let if he's married.
See his mom.
Yeah,
no, he's not married.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. See his mom.
He's a youngster.
Okay, his mom see him do that. It's like, see, you're.
I believe his parents are Jimmy and Marsha. Could be wrong.
The inbound to Odell Bradley, the fourth. Now here's Sanders. And he gets it to Palm, who pops it in. Just so easy.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Just so easy. It's so free and easy.
6'10" from the corner from 22 feet away.
Tayden Ware's three-point attempt, not there. Yeah, Palm is very smooth player. That pass deflected. And here's Wilbanks who comes up with it. And he gets called for the shove. That is Odell Bradley, the fourth. The hesitation on Wilbanks' part helped contribute to the foul from Bradley. 1:52 to go in this one. I am going to head down to the floor to get a chat, it looks like, with the Hall of Fame coach Jay Price as Tim Reese takes over things.
Jay, I appreciate your confidence in me to handle the back end of this game. Jay Harper, the broadcaster for Motlow State this year and Cleveland State at the Game Time Sports Network, as Wilbanks cans a couple of free throws. Up court, Bradley with the pass from Jason Celestino. Now checked in the game for Chat State. Wilbanks going to pick up the foul. It's only now the fourth team foul on Motlow. I wouldn't think they would employ the let's foul him and put him at the free throw line, down by 16 with 1:40 to go. Trey Terry in the grill of Xavier Sanders. They are going to call foul on Tayden Ware off the ball, and that's going to mean the end of the game for Ware. I didn't see anything. Let's see if I can go and check that out. We got that on the broadcast. Chat State will inbound. Gavin Johnson has checked in and picked up his first foul. Johnson, a 5'11" freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. All right, now I see what the call was there. There was a slap fest going on. 6 team fouls for Motlow State. And Johnson, he getting into the score sheet. Had a couple of hacks. Now as over 70 of you are watching on the VolState Sports Network on YouTube. Appreciate you joining us. Of course, we'll cover the entire tournament right here in this same YouTube channel. Bradley misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Motlow State with the basketball. Wilbanks going to take a direct route to the basket, but have the ball knocked out of bounds. Jason Celestino with the big afro going. Don't remember him having that on Monday. He might have. Sonia Osenyu gives it up to Wilbanks. Wilbanks now to Gavin Johnson. I'm sure they want to get him at least a shot, and Wilbanks dribbles that one possibly off of his leg, out of bounds. It'll be Chat State basketball. Still up by 16 exactly. 1 minute to go in this contest. Again, we will carry as that pitch passes. Tip Johnson with a three off the front of the iron. Rebound to J.D. Palm. Bradley meeting with a couple of bucks. Gets it over to Palm. Xavier Zanders. As Celestino hoists a three and misses. Wilbanks down court off the glass and in. Noah Holloway being double teamed. Motlow State not quitting. Get it across the timeline. 4-second difference in game clock and shot clock. I wonder if Chat State will just hold it the entire 15 seconds. Toyota of Gallatin player of the game, Odell Bradley, the fourth here in his home county. Palm showing his dribbling skills, and he'll dribble the shot clock out with 3.6 seconds to go. Chat State thinks the game's over, but it's still going on. Odell Bradley, 20 points, 9 of 11 from the field. 1 for 1 from three. Wilbanks is going to fire up a shot, and it's going to draw nothing but air. This game goes final 86-72. Chat State wins the right to go on to play the number 1 seed, Walters State, on Monday at noon. And Motlow State's season concludes. They'll fall to 17-14. In the league, Jay Harper will hopefully be able to get a hold of Coach Price with the Chattanooga State bench over there. The TCCAA officials are getting ready for the awards ceremony. So after Jay Harper meets with the coach, we'll go to the awards. Jay Harper's with Coach Price now. Go ahead,
okay.
Jay.
Thank you, Tim. All right, Coach. Well, you know, the collision course with Walters State was bound to happen, and that's what you're in for here in a couple of days. How do you feel, though, about how your team is looking going into that game after this one?
Well, I don't like how we finished, but I like how we started. They came out aggressive, played hard, played smart, but we got to play much better to beat a good team like Walters.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, again, congratulations on this one. Get a little rest before the next one.
All right, thank you.
Okay, now. All right, Tim. It's all yours, buddy.
All right, Jay, thank you. Coach Price with the victory today in Chattanooga State. We will take a break, commercial break, before the award ceremony. It may not be long, 1 minute long or so, but we'll be right back with the awards ceremony. Although, actually, doesn't look like we're going to be actually taking a break, so we'll just keep it right here, AJ, if that's okay. I will set up what is happening. In the white hoodie out at center court is Mike Campbell, TCCAA commissioner. In the red shirt is Bobby Hudson, the athletic director here. And let me get pulled up here the information. I got the email from Bobby Hudson. The first award is the James Sigliano Trophy. It was named for Hall of Fame member, Cleveland State, former commissioner James Sigliano. And that award is going to go to the team with the best record, conference record. The 19-1 conference record goes to Walters State, as you see the players coming out of the stands to gather their award. So I don't know the young lady's name standing over by Mike Campbell, but I think she's the representative for Dr. Wendy Tossinson, the president, who is not available. I believe that is Chris Jenkins with the TBR. He is the athletic liaison with the Tennessee Board of Regents. And congratulations to the Walters State Senators. That's a no-brainer award right there. Everybody knows who gets that award. Now the announcement is going to be for the second team all-conference. Richard Murray is doing the public address announcing at the scorer's table. Jeremiah Hayes from Southwest Tennessee receives a second team all-conference nod. Not sure if there he is coming out of the stands. Southwest Tennessee will play in the final game of the day tonight. Mikey Carpenter, who will play against Jeremiah Hayes from Roan State Community College. Also a second team all-conference selection. Adonai Musi, also from Roan State, on the team. Next is JoJo Lyles, who apparently is not here. JB Snipe from Motlow State just played second team all-conference player. Cleveland State has Antoine Horton that named second team. Walter State, Brian Carter, who here is in the stands. He comes out, gets his award. Ron Brisbane from Jackson State. They were defeated by Volunteer State yesterday in game one. Deshaun Hall Johnson from Roan State. He comes out of the stands from behind as well. And Xavier Washington from Cleveland State. Cleveland State defeated in overtime by Southwest Tennessee. There is your second team all-conference in the men's division. Six players are here in attendance. These guys have battled all year long, as you see them shake hands. And next is the first team all-conference selectees. From Walters State, Jamar Livingston, their leading scorer, first team all-conference. Wearing the Walters State sweats. Chattanooga State, Nicholas Long comes off the bench where they just got the victory. He's going to slap palms with his teammates. And from Columbia State, they are about to play Nathan Malosa. First team all-conference. And Motlow State Buck Sonia Osenyu, or Osenyu Sanya, picks up his certificate. And from Dyersburg State, Elijah Cosley, who led the conference in scoring this year, 17.5 points per game. Walters State, you know they're going to have several. Taquez Butler, he's on the other side of the gym. Apparently there's a division amongst the Walters State teams, half on one side, half on the other. Jamison Glass for Columbia State. Well, that's Jalen Hardaway. He's not from Walters, so, oh, I forgot, I didn't get to Jalen Hardaway. So Jalen Hardaway from VolState, Taquez Butler from Walters State, Jamison Glass from Columbia State, and Odell Bradley the fourth from Chattanooga State. And finally, Number 1, Damori Litch, sophomore for the Senators, as they get 3 on the first team all-conference. So congratulations to the first team all-conference selections. The Walter State fellas want to get together. As pictures being taken, our cameraman, William Sexton, down there on the floor, getting that shot right there. Next up will be the individual awards. There is a co-winner in the first award. I'll wait for Richard Murray to catch up. I have it on an email. Mike Campbell, the commissioner, trusts me with not revealing this information too soon. Co-winner for the freshman of the year. Co-winner is Tyree Stovall from Walter State, and from Roan State, Mikey Carpenter. Congratulations to Tyrese and to Mikey. There he comes from across the way. Standing on patch in the middle of the Richard Moore Gymnasium inside the Pickle Fieldhouse. And next is the Defensive Player of the Year. Last year was Gene LaFleur, Southwest Tennessee. This year from Columbia State, Nathan Malosa. Last year's Nathan Malosa, this year's Defensive Player of the Year. And the Offensive Player of the Year got injured late in the season from Volunteer State. Jalen Hardaway coming back to receive. And the men's coach of the year, the men's player of the year, the offensive player, Jalen Hardaway, the overall player of the year from Walter State, Damori Litch. He can play defense, offense. And the coach of the year, the regular season champion Walter State Senators, Jerry Nichols. Congratulations to all of the award winners. Here is second team all-conference, first team all-conference. The co-winners of Freshman of the Year, the Offensive Player of the Year, the Overall Player of the Year, and the Coach of the Year. So the awards on the men's side have been dished out. We're going to see if, I'm not sure if Jay Harper is going to be able to try to interview. He is. He's got a player down there. Jay, if you're ready, go right ahead.
Tim, I have the Player of the Year, Mr. Lynch. All right, buddy. Man, what does this kind of appreciation and recognition mean to you individually?
Individually, it means a lot, but, you know, it started with my team. They believed in me from the get-go, and I just delivered. Same with my coach here. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to show that I can be the best player in this league.
Well, man, it's been a pleasure. I've watched you a lot this year, buddy. You are an amazing player. Best of luck to you in the future. And, hey, you got more ball to play in this tournament, right?
We're looking to get a championship and take it home.
All right. Well, congratulations, and thank you for your time. Tim?
All right, thank you, Jay. And that'll do it for game number 2 in the awards ceremony. We'll be right back with game number 3, Columbia State and Dyersburg. You've been watching and listening to the VolState Sports Network.